doing the outside of a pumpkin, I actually did the carved part of a pumpkin glittered. And good, Leslie, I can't wait to see your glittered pumpkin. Now, this is, seemingly it looks easy to do, and it just takes a little bit of thought in how you get glitter on the inside of a pumpkin and also have it be able to shine through. This is why I love this project. I kind of go through a moral dilemma every time that I'm carving pumpkins, because I really love the look of carved pumpkins, but they really only look very good when it's the evening and they're lit up and they look amazing. But during the day they kind of look meh. And if you're going to paint a pumpkin, then a pumpkin only painted only looks good in the day, doesn't look good at night. So I have this moral dilemma, and then how do I glitter a pumpkin and have it look really cool at night too? This solves my moral dilemma of pumpkins and lets it look amazing during the day. As you can see, it's glittering, it's super cute. You can even add more glitter to the outside and make it completely like a disco ball. But then at night, I can't show you right now because the studio lights just refuse to go out tonight, but at night it looks even cooler when it's lit up. And I can light it up now, but you probably won't be able to see how cool it looks. I've got this big light in here. But yeah, you can't see it at all. But it looks really cool at night too. And you can use different types of glitter, different colors, but like I said, I kind of have a purple thing going on right now. And so I'm going to be using that purple, and especially on these white pumpkins, you want to add a lot more definition to them, especially if you're carving these craft pumpkins. You want to add a lot more definition, but it's subtle still. So I really enjoy that. So, and of course, because I bought a lot of pumpkins last year, I had quite a few untouched pumpkins for this year, which I'm very excited about. So I have another pumpkin, and this is really just about carving it to the face of your liking. I'm a very traditional pumpkin carver, as you can see. I have a very traditional pumpkin face here. I also have yet another pumpkin face that we're going to be working with tonight. Yep. Give a little secret away there. This is another traditional pumpkin face. I kind of, on my actual real pumpkins, I like to do scary faces, so this is kind of my happy, pumpkin face. I haven't been, you know, I bought a lot last year of these fake pumpkins, but it was because they were on sale, and now I'm starting to think, oh, well, I can't do the same this year. I don't have that much storage space. That's kind of the beauty of real pumpkins versus fake pumpkins. Fake pumpkins you can keep forever, but that's the problem. Fake pumpkins you can keep forever, and generally the next year you want to carve a pumpkin, and you don't want to keep it forever, and maybe you want to cook with it. So, yeah, Cliff can sleep on the floor, exactly. Okay, so you're probably wondering, is it paper that you're using to back the eyes and then glitter them? And it's not. Paper's not going to work if you want to glitter the back sides of your carving. What's going to work, though, is something that you probably didn't think of, which are your little softeners for your dryer. It's not hot glue. So, not only is your project it's fabric sheets, yeah. Not only is your project going to look cool, but it's going to smell fresh and clean too. And I do recommend using a fresh new one and not an older used one, because the older used ones are just going to be too flimsy and your glue is probably going to go through it. So, definitely fabric sheets are the way to go on this project. You can use a thinner fabric or scrap fabric if you have that. It should be a whitish color if you want more light to come through, that kind of thing. But for the most part, you're good to go with anything that's kind of fabric-y and light. Now, I am going to show you, this is a very easy technique. I really hope to see lots of glittered carved pumpkins on your doorsteps this year. Very easy to do if you go over to Craft Maybe not. Alright, there we go. See, it wasn't going to go until you guys said it and Cliff was taking your command. You guys are like the technical directors and Cliff is just the robot. He listens to what you want him to do. Okay, so in order to make this really cute glittered pumpkin, you have to carve out your choice of face. Take your dryer sheet. This is a smaller pumpkin. You see, this dryer sheet actually would go over the whole face. Don't be tempted to just glue this on the inside because you actually have to do some very detailed gluing all the way around on the inside to make sure that you have a nice seal, kind of like stretching out the canvas in the back in there. So it's really important not to use the whole sheet, just as one whole sheet there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use our scissors to cut out our basic shapes. They don't actually have to be the shape of the pumpkin eyes or the pumpkin nose. It just has to be like a square over that area. And if they overlap a little, that doesn't matter either. So you don't have to worry too much about that. Okay. And then so you see that that's going to fit over that eye. I'm just going to cut out my other eye. My little nose is going to be a small little spot. I probably need one more fabric sheet for my mouth, my big mouth. Cliff always said I have a big mouth. Alright, now I do have a big mouth. So it looks like about half of the cutting along the length of this is going to fit just perfect for the whole mouth. And I'm going to start from the bottom to the top. So I'm just going to put the mouth in first, and the way that you want to do this is there's a couple things that you can do. You can either go on the inside and go with like an Aleene's tacky glue, quick dry tacky glue, and go all the way around the edge on the inside portion, and then quickly put your little sheet up. Or you can put some glue just sort of on the outside and then put it in and then kind of go underneath and go through. So we'll just see what I'm going to try to attempt here, which is just going right on the outside. I'm actually going to be using some warm glue, and the warm glue is just going to help me do this a little bit faster. Alright, so I started it just like so. Another reason why using this glitter technique for these carved fake pumpkins is good is you can see how rough this edge is, and normally you can sand it, but I get a little bit lazy and the glitter actually will cover it up a little bit. So it's kind of nice to have that. Look, my glue gun's going to try and go on the inside here. My hole's not big enough. There we go. Okay, so I could probably do this from the outside in, but I'm just going to go crazy with my glue gun tonight. How about that? And go like so. So I just try to get the edges along. And if it seeps over, if your glue seeps over, don't worry about it too much. Don't freak out. It's just going to cover up your crazy edges a little bit. And again, I'm using the warm temperature on my variable temperature gun. It is still pretty darn warm, could burn normal people's hands, but I'm a freak of nature. So it doesn't completely burn me, or I just have a crazy pain tolerance. So one of the two. You pick. I'll let you pick. So you can see it actually kind of creates this neat webbing. Even if you didn't glitter this, it actually looks pretty darn cool. So think about that too when you are doing this project. You don't even have to glitter it. Look at how weird and funky it looks. You could do a neat little like spider type of project on there. You can do all kinds of really neat things. Oh look, my nose is pretty much covered up here, so we'll just go with it. And if your glue gets kind of on the outside of the webbing, don't worry about that too much, because the glue on the outside of the webbing is actually going to get covered up by your sparkles. But if you are using this solely just to make that neat little webbed, flossy look, then you're going to have to probably be a little bit more careful than I have been. Alright? My nose is pretty much covered up. That is so cool. Alright. Now we just do our eyes. And now I'm just going to go completely nuts and just go right on along the insides here and give it a lot of hot glue. I've already worked into my sparkle hot glue. This warm glue is seeming to be more hot tonight than it is warm, I must say. Maybe it's just because it's getting on the tops of my fingers this time. Alright. You're probably wondering what am I going to use for my my glue for my glitter, and that of course is going to be Mod Podge, because we love Mod Podge. This is what I always have on hand for glittering, and it's what I always use, and it always seems to work out perfect. The consistency, everything always turns out really quite nice, I must say. Alright, we're not going to get on to the next project because it's almost 10 till. We have to give away things. I'm just going to do one eyeball of this project and I'll finish the rest later, just so I can show you how we use Mod Podge to glitter on it, and then we can move on to the fun part of the episode, which is giving away something to our live viewers. Alright, so I have Mod Podge. I just go right out of the bottle. Yep, that's right, straight out of the bottle. That's the kind of girl I am. And I'm going to be using some black glitter in this project because, I don't know, black just seems like the right thing to do. So I'm just giving a pretty darn good amount of Mod Podge. I'm actually getting the inner part of the eye as well, the carved part, so that gets covered in glitter. Of course, you want to make sure that your fabric sheet has permanently adhered to your project before you start doing this. But you'll see what I mean by making sure that it's seamed on there just right. And perfect. So lots of glue, lots of Mod Podge. You can see that that's in there. I have my black glitter. This is a coarse glitter, and I'm just going to dump it right in like a so.
This is what she used to cut the foam.
Yeah, there's actually special tools that you can get at Michael's, probably on sale as well, that I recommend using over the regular pumpkin carving tools. You'll see that pumpkin carving, regular, like real pumpkin carving tools have more of a, more teeth to it than these tools do. So look at my eye. And then once you're done doing all of the whole face with that, this is going to be really cute, isn't it? Then once you're done doing your whole face, then just let that dry, and then always, always, always use a light inside of your pumpkins, not a candle, especially your fake pumpkins. They cannot do real candles. They will burn. So just wait for that to dry, and then wipe off any excess on your project. You could probably take your fingernails and then just scrape off any excess that you might have gotten around the eyeballs, and then you're going to have a really cute looking pumpkin. Oh my gosh, I love it. So much fun. It's going to end up looking like the one that I showed you earlier, like a so. This is my happy little pumpkin. Happy little glitter pumpkin. Let's rock on back on over to head cam. I'll show you my one-eyed Willy pumpkin, one-eyed glittered pumpkin, and then we'll get on over to showing you what the giveaway is tonight. So yay for Sparkle Thing!